We are going to take this live. Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger speaking now about letters that were found, and they were filled with fentanyl or other substances and sent to local election offices in the state. Let's watch the Secretary of State Raffensperger now.
We became aware of the situation that there's actually still an envelope that was traveling, in the mail and headed towards Fulton County. And so we've been reaching out to the counties. In fact, what we did is we actually put out a notice to all 159 counties. We also then said we've identified it as Fulton County, so the other 158 would not be alarmed by anything like that. But we just wanted to make sure that everyone was, had that awareness and just had their antenna out for anything that looked a little bit different than normal.
What details can you give about the letter itself? Has it been field tested? Do they believe it has fentanyl? Or
it has been tested, and it did have fentanyl in it. And so as it relates to having fentanyl, I just want to really emphasize the seriousness of this. Some people like to call fentanyl a drug, but it's actually poison. It'll kill you. It'll kill you very quickly, very easily, and it's very dangerous. We lost our son 5.5 years ago due to a fentanyl overdose. We know how deadly this stuff is. So this is very, very serious, and we take it that way. So therefore, we're grateful for the partnership that we have with GMA, our state officials, and also what we're seeing with national organizations.
And to clarify real quick, the letters that were tested for fentanyl in Washington, the ones headed here, are still in transit.
It's still in transit. It hasn't arrived yet, so and so they're trying to get that, intercept that before it gets here, and we just don't know where that'll be. But we've put and prepared our people here that could receive that mail on the alert and given them the resources they need with Narcan.
What are those preparations?
Really a training with Narcan, how it would be utilized, and then also making sure that they are equipped with that.
Is there concern more letters are coming our way?
Well, we know that there's right now they've identified a total of 5. 4 were accepted out in Washington State, and 1 is headed towards Fulton County election office.
Who is specifically that addressed to?
That was not shared with us.
We don't know if it's going to come here to the hub. It could come somewhere in Fulton County.
Well, we know that it has this office address, and this is the receiving address for the election office.
Can you talk about this ongoing threat, the ongoing threats against election workers, not just in Fulton County, but all over the state of Georgia? Because that's been a top concern of yours for the past 3 years, since November 2020.
Well, what I would say, anyone that holds election office, or anyone that wants to hold election office, coming through post-2024 elections, they're running for high office in this land, they need to condemn this stuff. So when they hear about this, and someone's asked them today, what do you think about this? If they don't condemn this, they're not worthy for the office that they're running for. This is domestic terrorism, and it needs to be condemned by anyone that holds elected office and anyone that wants to hold elected office anywhere in America.
We don't have a motive yet behind this.
No, but we know we're going to deal with the situation, and we'll move on from that. And then obviously there'll be further investigations, which obviously will have federal oversight because it's a federal offense running things across the mail.
And can you talk about prioritizing the safety of these election workers?
Absolutely. In fact, it really just starts to having a safe, secure facility. And I want to give a shout out to so many, Fulton County's done a tremendous job, made major investments here in this new facility. And so I want to just give a salute to the county commissioners, because they have to authorize the funding for these expenses. But also, I've traveled throughout the state. We're doing health checks for all 159 counties. We've done over 80 now, and we're working on getting all those other balance of those done by the end of the year. 159 counties, it does take a while to verifying that the machines are accurate, nothing's been tampered with, but also looking at the security of the building. But what I did notice, for example, when I was in Murray County or Gordon County, new facilities or updated facilities, taking an old building but totally renovating it. Then you go down to Macon-Bibb County and look at what they've done there. They're in the Macon Mall now. They have law enforcement at one section, a beautiful layout, with their election office. And so it's really the county commissioner saying, we understand how important elections are, and we're going to invest in our election infrastructure. And also then the election workers are saying they understand how important elections are, and I think it's really a very positive thing.
This is extremely important what he's talking about. I mean, I know he keeps mentioning the word important, but just think for a moment of the fear and the concern now among some of those officials at elections offices that anything could happen like this to them. 5 letters laced with fentanyl were sent, one of them addressed to a Fulton County, Georgia election official. Now, I want to stress this point because you may see some reporting out on social media that this was happening to other states. He didn't confirm that. We haven't confirmed that yet, but I can tell you this. Recently, something similar happened with officials in Washington state. So this is not a one-off. This is not just a first time with this. And this is extremely critical timing of all of this. You don't have Narcan everywhere yet in our society. He talked about doing some health checks in 159 counties and making sure that polling places are safe and that his workers now at these election official offices, after what's happened with these 5 letters laced with fentanyl, are being prepared and trained on how to use Narcan. Tammy, I want to come to you, though. This is really jarring in real time to watch this happen 2 nights after an election in this country.
It is, and we're not, unfortunately, not unfamiliar with it in that I just immediately thought of the anthrax letters for after September 11th. Is that now fentanyl is a heck of a lot easier to get than anthrax, right? We know about the border. We talk about terrorists. We talk about the nature of attacks in this country. We've got to be ready and prepared for unique dynamics, and also the postal workers who then are under threat as well. That was the case with the anthrax mailings,
Yes.
and of course now will be the case here. And we don't know how widespread, but if you're going to do it, you're not. It's like eating potato chips. You're not going to do just one. You're going to do a bunch.
Wow. Okay, so to your point, state authorities say they're trying to intercept these letters before they get delivered. And what you're saying is, no, preferably before they get to the Postal Service
Yes.
to even get in that chain, because human beings are going to be handling those envelopes.
Yeah, and it hits close to home as somebody who served in elected office for 12 years. If you send me a letter, I'm not the one who's opening the letter. It's some intern who's 19 years old in college who's opening up this mail. Hopefully there aren't more letters, but we certainly can't assume that there are. Hopefully the law enforcement is able to quickly identify who's responsible and we're able to bring that person to full justice. I'm just grateful that they're not having a press conference talking about how people open up these letters and they have been harmed. And hopefully that is still the case when this is fully resolved.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that was missing for me with that news conference, and we pulled back a bit, but it probably would have been my opening question, and that is, how did you figure this out with no one dying?
That's right. And keep in mind that in July of 2021, the DOJ established a task force to combat and prevent threats and attacks and crimes against election workers. And remember, there was a whole marketing campaign that the FBI launched that said a threat against an election worker is a threat to democracy. So we hope that that is the case, that came to fruition, that our tax dollars and resources that went to that effort is what was successful here. But the fact remains that there's a huge vulnerability with election workers and also judges, right? Judge Salas, her family was shot on the doorstep. Supreme Court, I mean, the list goes on. And to me, the whole point is there's obviously not a deterrent happening, because the fact that fentanyl is so easy to get, the fact that people feel emboldened to arrive at judges' doorsteps to send election workers envelopes, to me means that the task force is not enough. What we need from the administration is an unequivocal deterrence to any type of violence that we will not stand for in a nonpartisan way. We have yet to hear them come out in that way.
Okay, one other thing really quickly, Harris. The timing of this.
That's what I was talking about.
When elections are, you have election day on Tuesday, but you have ballots that are counted on Wednesday and Thursday.
2 days later.
And we need to deal with this in the moment, but anticipate that what happens if it's a year from now and you're counting ballots for a presidential race or a senatorial race or a House race, and this has happened a day or two after. We can't just treat this as an isolated event that won't happen again. We need to learn lessons from it, because you can't just stop a count for 4 days because someone throws this into the mix during an election.
Right.
Yeah,
So true, Lily.
and Harris, what concerns me about this is not just that instance or the 4 envelopes. This is a biological weapon that you can use that we have seen it's already killed more than 75,000 Americans. So what are we doing about it? You got to go upstream to the root causes. We know that the southern border is enabling a lot of this importing of fentanyl. So I hope this is taken seriously beyond the one instance. Obviously, we want to protect our elected officials, but what does this mean for the broader American society when we have to talk to our kids before Halloween because they may be given one of these things masked as a candy or something else? So it is bigger, and we should pay attention to it.
Upstream all the way to China. Oh, the
Exactly.
president's going there to talk to President Xi. Hopefully this will come up.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.